What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to a new video, and today I'm going to be testing out two new rods that came out with the update. And the two fishy rods I'm going to test out is the Arctic rod and the Avalanche rod. So looking at the stats of this fishy rod, it has a lure speed of 45%, a luck of 65%, a control of 0.18, a resilience of 15%, and a max weight of 80,000 kilograms. And this lure speed is really good. It's better than most fishy rods in the game right now. And 65% luck is way more than most fishy rods. I'm pretty sure it has more luck than some of the $100,000 fishy rods. Like for example, look at the King's rod. It has a 55% luck, and this one cost me I think $120,000. Even the mythical rod, it has more luck than the mythical rod, except the mythical rod does have the mythical mutation, and that mutation makes you a lot of money, so I guess it's not a fair comparison. But this rod can pretty much do everything, and it does have a 0.18 control, so that bar is pretty big. A resilience of 15%, so this will help you catch a lot of mythical fishes. And 80,000 kilograms, you could catch a megalodon like 100%. And I'm pretty sure the smallest one you could catch weighs 50,000 kilograms. And I believe this fishing rod does cost $25,000, so it is pretty cheap. And I don't believe it has a passive. Let me check. A white rod with frost effects and a cool blue glow. Frost effects? What does that even mean? I'm going to assume it has no passive effect, but why didn't it give you like frozen fish? Wouldn't that have been a smart idea? Like imagine it gave you a 10% chance of getting frozen fish just so it could give you a little bit more money, but I guess not. Now it's time to look at the Avalanche rod. So looking at the stats, a lure speed of 40%, a luck of 68%, a control of 0.15, a resilience of 10%, and a max weight 65,000 kilograms. The lure speed is fine. It's still going to give you instant catch with hasty. A luck of 68%, which is slightly better. The control is a 0.15, so the bar is a little bit smaller. A resilience of 10%, which is less, but it is still decent to use. And the max weight of 65,000 kilograms, you still could catch a megalodon with this. Let me show you guys the weight of the megalodon real quick so you can see how much it weighs. If you look at the ones I caught, I have not appraised any of these. So as you can see, a bunch of them weigh 50,000 kilograms, and look at this one, 57, 50, 52, 51, 61. So as you can see, you could catch it with both fishy rods. And I believe it does not have a passive, a sleek rod with an icy blue spiral design and glowing blue accents. And again, I mean, they could have gave it the frozen mutation, but I guess not. And this fishy rod did cost $35,000, which is more than the other one. However, the thing is, the other fishy rod I think is better. The cheaper fishy rod has better lure speed, a slightly less luck, like literally 3%, higher control, higher resilience, and higher weight. I'm gonna be honest, I believe they got the rods mixed up, because why would a fishy rod that costs less have better stats? It just doesn't make any sense. But before I test out both fishy rods, I'm gonna show you guys which enchantments I'm gonna be using on both of them. I do have a lot of enchant relics. I have 641, so I should have enough to enchant both of them. Now, where is the Arctic rod? I don't really like how every time you log in, it mixes up all the fishing rods. I kind of wish we had like a search bar to look up the fishing rods, or maybe we can move them to organize them ourselves. Maybe in a future update we can get that, but for now it's like all mixed up. Where is it? Oh, it's right here. So on the Arctic rod, I'm gonna put hasty on it, and the main reason I want to put hasty on both of them is to get instant catch. And I believe if you use coral or seaweed, you will get instant catch using both of them, because the Arctic has 45% and the other one has 40%. So the Arctic fishing rod will go up to 100% lure speed, and the Avalanche rod will go up to 95% lure speed. And baits that give you more than 10% lure speed should give you instant catch for both of them. So realistically, if you want, you could use these fishing rods in the depths. However, I'm not going to be testing it out in the depths because most people are not going to have it. I mean, if you are buying a fishing rod that costs $25,000 to $35,000, most likely you do not have the depths unlocked. So I'm going to go to a place everybody has access to. So if you do have a friend that's new to fish and is trying to get into it, you could show them this video about these two fishing rods, because these two fishing rods could do it all. I kind of wish it was in the game when I first started, but if it was in the game when I first started, everybody would have been like rich by now, like really rich, because at that time we were stuck using the steady rod or the nocturnal rod. I did like the nocturnal rod. It helped me get a lot of fishes. Storming is actually another good one. If you want, you could keep this one and use Tempest Totems to change the weather to rainy, because if you were to use Storming on the Arctic rod, it will go from 65% luck all the way to 150% luck. No way, not 150% luck, 160% luck. So yeah, that is a lot of luck. That's more than the Trident rod and the Sunken rod. The only difference is the lure speed is not going to give you instant catch, but you will have the ability to catch mythical fishes even better. But I think in the long term, to have an easier time, I think hasty is still better. And as you can see right here, I have used 54 enchant relics and I've yet to get it. Yeah, make that 55. Each enchant relic costs $11,000, so I have spent over $550,000. That's actually insane. But most of the enchant relics I do have down here, I farmed them from different places. I do know some spots you could get a lot of enchant relics. If you guys want, I could make a video about that. Oh my, finally I got hasty. And for me to get hasty, I had to use 80 enchant relics. Yo, Yo, and I'm pretty sure that is almost $900,000 worth of relics. And now I have to get the Avalanche rod hasty as well, so I hope I get that really fast. Oh, that was fast. Alright, I got hasty on both of them. So now I'm gonna go ahead and test both fishy rods at one spot. And like I said before, I'm not gonna go to the depths because at this level you probably do not have the depths unlocked. And I mean, for some reason, if you do, you could use the depths and make a lot of money, but I have a feeling if you have the depths unlocked, most likely you have the rod of the depths, so you don't really need these fishing rods. But what I'm gonna do right now is go to the Forsaken Shore and fish for the Captain Goldfish. Do I even have enough bait? Let me see. How much seaweed do I have? I am gonna be using seaweed. Seaweed gives you resilience to 10%, alert speed to 20%. Is there a better bait I could use? I could use, let's see, maybe shrimp. I mean, you could use worms. It gives you alert speed of 15%, and worms are pretty cheap, and you do get a lot of them from the basic bait crate. And make sure you guys have enough bait. You could buy the bait crates at Moosewood or Rosewood Bay. I buy most of them at Moosewood though. I actually have another account that has both fishing rods, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna test both of them over there. I already got hasty on both of them, so it's gonna be pretty fast. So after I test it out on the other account, I'm gonna write down how much money I made every hour and then give you guys all the stats you need to see how much money you can make with both fishing rods. I mean, you could use all your money on bait only if you're gonna farm money for a long time. So I'm gonna go test out both fishing rods at the Captain Goldfish and tell you guys how much money I made. Alright, so I'm back after fishing for hours, and as you guys can see, this control bar is really big. Like for a beginner rod, this bar is gonna be really hard for you to fill fishes. But after using the Arctic rod for a while, on average, I was making $72,000 an hour. And $72,000 an hour is really good for this fishing rod, especially for how cheap it is. And I'm surprised with the low luck we have on this fishing rod compared to other fishing rods, of course. We were catching a lot of Captain Goldfish. And I'm gonna be honest, if this fishing rod had a mutation that gave you more money, I'm pretty sure we could make over $100,000 an hour here. But of course, now that I've been using this fishing rod, having a mutation would have been overpowered. But because we have a hasty and we have a massive control bar, failing a fish is really hard to do. And the two baits I was using was worm and seaweed, because the worm gives you a 15% alert speed and that's about it. And that is enough to give you instant catch every single time. But if you are struggling, you could use seaweed and it'll give you a 10% resilience. And it'll definitely help you keep this bar way more steady. Now with the Avalanche fishing rod, it was pretty underwhelming. On average with this fishing rod, I was making $64,000 an hour. And it's kind of weird because this fishing rod does cost more money than the other one and I made less money. I mean, it is still a decent fishing rod. Like right now I got a Captain Goldfish. You do get Captain Goldfish with this fishing rod, but with the other one we were making way more money. I know with the Arctic rod we were only making like $8,000 more, but over time that money stacks up. Like for example, if you fish 20 hours with each fishing rod, with the Arctic rod you would make an extra $160,000. So yeah, over time the other fishing rod is way better. So yeah, if you guys have a friend that's new to fish and trying to learn which fishing rod to go for, if you show them this video, you can see how much money they can actually make. And you don't have to come to the Forsaken Shore and fish for the Captain Goldfish. If you want, you could go to Rosewood Bay and fish for manta rays. The only reason I didn't go there is because I like this place better. I kind of feel like the mythical rod and the manta rays is the best combination to do that, because at the manta rays you can make a lot of money with the mythical rod. But regardless, I think the Arctic rod is the best one out of the two, so I think you should buy this one, the Arctic rod. And if you do have better bait, you could use a better bait. Like if you do have truffle worms, which I highly doubt, you could use it at the Captain Goldfish, because I'm pretty sure the preferred bait for the Captain Goldfish is truffle worms. Let me see. The preferred time for the Captain Goldfish is day and preferred bait is truffle worm. So if you do fish during the day, it does increase your chances, but I highly doubt you have truffle worms. They are very expensive to get. And also I just noticed there's currently a mutation surge, and fishing during a mutation surge will help you make even more money because it'll give you random mutations. And that is pretty much all I got for today. If you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.